Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Becca if we have never met before, and this is my channel where I talk about all the houseplant things. So today we are doing another edition of plant chores. I haven't done, well no, I did one of these not too long ago, but I have some more stuff to do, so I thought that I would bring you along on this little journey. Starting off with this gal. Do you see this massive plant? I got this from an elderly woman who I met at my garden tour that I went to, and she told me that the plant was just getting to be too much, and she actually got the plant from her son. So now I have it, and that's the situation. So we're going to get started with repotting and figuring out what is going on here. It looks like pretty rotted. It doesn't look like it's in super great condition like in here, but a lot of the leaves look really nice. Like this is a new leaf that came out, which looks super happy. But in general, like I knew that the soil was bad, and it's been raining a couple times and the water has just been sitting on top of the pot. So that's just not a good situation. So we're gonna assess that first. I also want to give a shout out to Green Chef. Thank you very much for sponsoring this video, and I'll talk more about that later. So I should start by saying that this is incredibly heavy, and I don't really know what I'm gonna do, but there is water in the pot like I said, so I'm going to start off by dumping the water out and then seeing what we have to go off of from there. There's also this entire piece right here that like fell off. Dump the water out though and see if that helps out. Okay, so the reason that it's been retaining water is, number one, it doesn't have a drainage hole at the bottom, but this is the soil that the plant has been living in. As you can see, this is like nasty dirt, probably something that they just like dug up from outside, or it's been in there so long that it is reduced to basically mush. All right, so here's one massive piece, and it definitely perished when it was in the, like, because I had it in the back of the truck when I brought it home. It definitely did not like that. I have no idea what this was. Well, it was presumably a trunk. It is no longer. Now, despite the madness going on here, it is still looking very healthy, and I'm thoroughly shocked. Oh shoot! I broke the pot. But that released a lot of stuff. I didn't want to have to buy a new pot. Okay. Looks like they did the old rocks at the bottom of the pot trick, which is not what you're supposed to do. Because that is supposed to be like the drainage area, but all it does is it moves the water table up, so you're not really doing anything. Grody! I went in my shoe. Okay. Honestly, yeah, these roots are not terrible. I thought they'd be much worse. Here's a good close-up on what we're working with. So we have the healthy remaining roots down here, and then we have lots of rotted things, rotted roots and stems alike. So I'm going to remove those and then pot it up. So this is what we're left with, and I think, well, I know that I'm gonna have to go to the store and buy a pot because I definitely don't have anything big enough. There was so much rot, we lost a lot of the plant, but what's left is super healthy, and I think it'll be totally fine. It'll probably go through a shock because the soil that it was in was mud, and the soil that I'm gonna put it in is super airy, but I'm going to keep it outside and bring it inside for the winter, of course, but it'll live outside in the meantime. And yeah, that's the plan. I'm gonna go to the store and I'll be right back. And now let's talk a little bit about Green Chef. So Green Chef is a USDA certified organic company that offers dishes for a variety of lifestyles, including vegan, vegetarian, paleo, and keto. I personally go with the vegetarian box, and it's been so fun because I've learned amazing new recipes that I probably would never have come into contact with before. And it's just really fun to eat something new every day, if I'm honest. But what makes Green Chef so convenient is ingredients come pre-measured, perfectly portioned, and mostly prepped to make your process that much quicker and easier. And I've mentioned in the past that the spice blends are my favorite part, and this meal definitely delivered. Also, fun fact, Green Chef is the most sustainable meal kit, offsetting 100% of its direct carbon emissions and plastic packaging in every box. Today, I made the kidney bean burger, and I've never thought in my life to make a plant-based burger like this, and it was honestly genius, and I got rave reviews from Daniel, and that's saying something because he can sometimes be skeptical about meat alternatives, but it was really delicious. So if you'd like to check out Green Chef, head over to greenchef.us/delaplants100 and use the code delaplants100 to get $100 off plus free shipping on your first box. I hope that you'll enjoy, and let's get back into the video. Pot acquired. This is the same pot that I got for my Monstera ad insomniae tree. I think that it'll be big enough, so we'll just have to see. I might run out of De La Tanks. Actually, I know I'm gonna run out of De La Tanks. So I'm gonna put some in here, and then I'm going to add in more like a mixture of the cactus soil with their Pro Light potting mix, like for outdoor stuff, so that it's a little bit chunkier for the cactus soil. Usually when I run out and I don't have the ability to get more, that's what I do in the meantime, like while I wait for more. Here's what we're working with for the plant. I'm just gonna drop this in. Oh gee, yeah, this pot might even be too small. I don't know how long it'll be in this pot, but it'll at least give it some time to recuperate after the big move and everything. Get used to some good soil. I'm funneling all of the aerial roots back into the pot. You'll notice that with a plant like this, and like the Monstera deliciosa, they have a lot of aerial roots, and you could let them like hang out and trail all over, or you could just shove them back in the pot. I purchased some stakes, some plant stakes, these guys, and I'm going to position them just around the pot, and then I'm going to use my plant ties to hold it, hold the plant to the ties here, or to the stakes. Oops, just drop that. And that'll keep it upright, because right now it's all laying down, and I don't want it to do that. It's not very pretty. And it wasn't doing that before, very much at least. It definitely was not fully upright when I got it from the woman, but it also wasn't leaning down this much, so she's definitely suffered a bit in this move situation. No idea where my plant Velcro is, but it looks like this, and it's just a piece of Velcro, exactly what it sounds like, that you use to keep plants upright and in place. What I'm going to use instead is macrame rope. In the meantime, that's obviously a very temporary solution because I would much prefer to use the plant Velcro, but you gotta work with what you have, right? And as soon as I find the plant Velcro, I'm gonna switch it out. But the goal here is to just tie it as tight as I can without snapping the plant in any way. don't know at what point my camera died, but it's all finished and it looks really nice. I'm very proud of myself. I feel very out of breath. That was a lot of work. A lot of work, and it's so hot, but everything is potted. We have our 4 stakes in place, and it's just a great example of some plant braces. So I think as it gets water and it has a couple weeks to recuperate, I think that it will be looking much better. This spider is already trying to lay its claim on the pot, by the way. Like, what is it doing? Kiddo. Like I said, we have these literally all over my house, like outside. Welcome back to another plant chores day. I started out this morning by doing a little bit of watering. I had some stuff that needed a drink, so I think I'm gonna go around and lift up some more pots just to make sure nothing else needs to be watered. And then I have to take my big monstera outside to water it because it needs a deep watering. I think that I talked about this recently in a video. This feels very familiar, but yeah, it needs more than just watering it in place because I'm a person who likes to soak my plants through. Like, I don't understand how someone could water their plants in place. It's like such a shallow watering. Anyway, everyone has their different styles, I guess, but my style is not watering in place, and I just don't really understand how to do it. So I'm gonna take it outside. I'm gonna give it a really nice and deep watering. I think today's just gonna be like a chill day. I don't really feel like doing a ton of stuff, so probably just gonna do this, and then that'll be the end of the video because I'm sure that this video is very long because of the last clip with that plant, but oh, let me show you an update with that because it looks really nice. I think that it was very thankful for the facelift of sorts. So let's go check it out really quickly. Okay, here she is. And you can see we're really relying on these stakes to keep it upward for now. I think eventually it might get the strength to stand up again. We'll just have to see. Oh my gosh, there's a very rude bird in the background. Here's an update on my fig tree. I haven't potted it yet. I don't know if I want to put it in the ground or in a pot. I honestly haven't decided. I don't know. What do you guys think? Because I would like to take it with us when we move. Or should I just leave it here? It's just a tree. It's not a big deal. What is that? Like, please, I'm trying to film. Okay, let me show you my ficus, since a little ficus update, okay? Because I put my ficus outside and they are just loving it. They're living La Vida Loca. And this happens every single year. And it makes me want to keep them so that I can put them out again the next summer. But every winter, fall, I just hate my ficus. But then I put them outside and I love them. So I don't know. If I get a greenhouse, it will never come back inside. They will always be in the greenhouse. You know what I mean? But okay, here's the update. Miss Fiddle, she has put out, oh my God, please. She's put out this leaf out here, this one, and this one most recently. And we have a plump bulb. It's not a bulb, a plump leaf spike coming out. So that's some progress for sure. It hasn't put out any new leaves probably in like a year. And then it put out this, which is pretty exciting. So there was that. And then this one, she's leaning a lot, but it has put out these 2 top leaves. Oh my God, ignore how terrible that fake grass looks. I still need to rip it up. Anyway, the other part of it is leaning very far over, but it looks like it has put out that leaf at the top, and it's putting out another one soon, so that's exciting. I probably should chop and prop these because these leaves are just like really small and it doesn't need to be this like super tall plant, but we'll just have to see. This was also my first houseplant I ever had. Like, this was literally the first houseplant I ever bought. I did buy some basil before this, but this was my first houseplant ever, and it is still alive, albeit it's been a journey. But it's still with us. All right, the one you've all been waiting for. Look at her. Like, why is she so beautiful? I just don't understand why she's such a troublemaker. See, I have trouble because I don't want it, but then she does stuff like this and I'm like, okay, fine, you can stay. When I put it out here, it had this leaf and this leaf left. And now it put out these big, beautiful 3 leaves. So I just don't know what to do. Look at this stem. It's like so tragic. But this is so pretty. You can't deny that that's absolutely gorgeous. So I don't know. My best behaved ficus would be this one, my Taniki Ruby. She is just, well, clearly this is a new leaf, but she's been pumping out some good stuff. This one is new, this one is new. So I don't know, man. She's always been reliable. Like, clearly she looks pretty good still. And then this one, she's not doing amazing. And I'm not like upset about it. I'm a little bummed, but I'm not upset, you know? So she's doing a lot of this. And I don't know why, because it is extremely humid out here. Like, way more humid than inside, but it's just not loving it. So I don't know what to do. I feel like this new growth has been here since I bought it in December, and it hasn't done anything. I really think so. I don't know. It's hard to tell with this plant, but I feel like that has been there since December, not doing anything. It's my little ficus area. This is a hibiscus that was not blooming for a long time and now has some buds on it, so I'm thankful for that. And then my aloe is just completely out of control. It's now also become a home for a bunch of daddy longlegs, which I guess is okay, but like, I don't know. Not fun when I need to move it. It does need to be repotted because that pot is so little, and I think that it's putting out babies and stuff. There's 2 plants in there for sure. So I don't know, it's just getting really crowded. We will have to see. But okay, let's bring out this massive plant and give it some water. I'm tempted to combine my monsteras. Also, this looks so cool in the background. Like, look at all my big plants. But anyway, I'm tempted to combine them because my little big monstera needs to be repotted really badly. And I've considered just combining it with the other monstera, with this one, because they're getting to be about the same size. And I feel like I don't need 2 plants that are equally as big in 2 different pots, you know what I mean? I kind of left the smaller one on its own based on sentiment alone, because if you're not familiar with the story of that plant, it was my first house plant. Wait a minute. No. It was a plant that I grew from a single cutting, like a very small leaf. Not my first house plant. So I just have a lot of sentimental value attached to it, and I don't want it to like get lost in the mix with another plant. But this plant is like so healthy and happy, so there's no reason why I couldn't combine them. So you know what, I think I've just convinced myself. I'm gonna do it right now. Let's freaking do this. Also, without meaning to, this video has become a TLC for my big plants video. I totally did not intend for it to become that, but I guess my big plants were neglected and needed some help. And here we are. I'm first going to get this one out of this pot. The pot is also broken. Let me bring the camera down so you can see. The pot is broken because I've knocked it over a few times. Like, look, can you see it splitting? So yeah, we needed to do something about that. Okay. Here she is in all her glory. And yeah, oops, sorry, you're down here. She did need a repot. You can see all those roots. So this is my old potting mix, which I don't love because it had perlite in it and there wasn't a lot of air in the roots here. So I'm just gonna quickly detangle as much of this old stuff as I can. It's not like the worst potting soil mix, like it held up pretty okay. It came off the roots pretty easily, and surprisingly enough, it held up better than most of my old soil mix that I saw. Like when I repot old plants, I'm like, oh my god, this mix. Perlite was the death of my plants, you know? There is some orchid bark in here. A lot of the orchid bark looks like it broke down quite a bit though. I'm gonna want to preserve a lot of this soil because this is my De La Tanks. Basically what I'm gonna do is, oh oops, this is a self-watering pot, I forgot. Ah! So there's a bunch of water at the bottom. Oh shoot! Can you guys see that? Oh, I can't zoom in or anything. My hands are all dirty. But can you see? That's so funny. Oh my gosh. The roots were growing down into the pot. Here. Into the self-watering legs. She needed to be repotted. Well, that wasn't a part of the plan. See, look at how chunky the soil is, even still. This is what it looks like. This has been potted in here since September, so almost a year. And the soil is just still so good. Like it just has held up so nicely. Yeah, there's not going to be enough room for this in that pot because this was my plan. Just throw this in there with it. You know what I mean? But it's way too small. So I'm gonna have to go shopping. The groomer literally just called me to tell me that the dogs are ready. And I just got home from Vintage Hill. They gave me this big pot, which I think will be a perfect size. So I'm going to very quickly repot these and then go get my dogs. My hands are already dirty, so they're just gonna have to wait a few extra minutes while I figure this out. Oh yeah, that's perfect size. I just need to figure out how I want to arrange it. Can you guys see what I'm doing? You cannot see what I'm doing. Sorry. There we go. Here's a little bit of a better view. And I'm so glad that I grabbed 2 bags of soil because it needs 1 more bag. I think it might actually use up the whole bag. I should have gotten 3. I have these bamboo stakes that I'm going to use to prop this one up. I'll probably put one like on, oh gosh, these are so tall. This is plant braces in action, you guys. You can see that it's completely like way different than it was just a few minutes ago. It's sitting up so much straighter. When you're doing this, you have to be careful that you're not pulling on the stems too hard to where it will cause them to break and bend. But you can have a pretty firm hand with them. These stems are pretty strong. But again, just be careful that you're not being too firm. I call these plant braces, right? So you have to treat it kind of like your teeth. You can't just immediately force your teeth to be standing up straight. You have to ease into it and let them slowly get there. And that looks so much better. All right, my friends, I'm ending the video now, but I just wanted to very quickly do a little review. She's repotted. She is repotted and staked. Koopy has had a haircut. Yeah, just wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching and joining in on this little journey that it was. I hope that you enjoyed seeing some large plant maintenance. It was unexpected, but I'm glad that it got done. It needed to happen. So thank you very much to Green Chef for sponsoring this video. Go check them out, you guys. They're the best. I seriously, every time I get a Green Chef box, my week gets exponentially better, so. And give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. I'd love to have you around here more often, and I will be seeing you guys in the next video. Bye.